two chosen ones completely changes the final battle. Picture this. Voldemort storms Godric's hollow, aims his wand at the cot, and, because he just can't decide which half-blood baby bugs him more, he fires a second curse a heartbeat later. Not at another cot in the same room, but miles away, in a cramped Welsh townhouse. Two killing curses, two gut-wrenching screams, two lightning bolt burns, and somehow two boys survive. One prophecy, two chosen. The boy who lived just became the boys who lived, and that single extra flick of Voldemort's wand rewrites every spell, every secret, and every sacrifice that follows. Today we're walking through the years with Harry Potter and Neville Longbottom, both sharing the same impossible destiny. We'll stop right at the moment their combined power turns the Battle of Hogwarts into something truly unrecognizable. Ready to see how a dual prophecy shatters that tired old lone hero trope? Let's dive in. You know, Trelawney's original wording never actually capped the head count at one kid. Born to those who have thrice defied him, born as the seventh month dies, fits both families perfectly. In this timeline, Voldemort's paranoia cranks up another notch. He figures wiping out two potentials halves his future headaches. So, on that same October night, after visiting the Potters, he gets an extra tip from a very chatty Pettigrew. The Longbottoms are celebrating Halloween at Frank's aunt's house. He strikes their second. Lily's sacrifice still shields Harry, of course, but here's the kicker. Augusta Longbottom flings herself in front of baby Neville with equal ferocity. Her love, though, triggers a different ancient magic. A mirrored protection that rebounds part of the curse back to Voldemort, ripping another fragment of his soul clean off. And guess where it lodges? Straight into the nearest living thing, baby Neville. So we end up with two accidental Horcruxes, two scarred infants, and one shattered Dark Lord. Ministry rescuers find the boys screaming, foreheads sizzling, and immediately file the prophecy under plural nouns only. From that night onward, Wizarding Britain whispers about the twin heralds of Voldemort's doom, a phrase that makes both boys blush, but for entirely different reasons. Harry still gets stuck under the Dursleys' stairs, but now Owlpost carries twice the hate mail. Petunia starts receiving howlers, shrieking warnings that harming the chosen ones counts as abetting the next Dark Lord. The sheer noise forces Vernon to allow Harry marginally better treatment. No more bars on the windows, just endless drilling on proper thank yous whenever reporters pop by. Honestly, the Dursleys are more worried about public image than anything else. Meanwhile, Neville grows up in Gran's formidable shadow, painfully aware that the whole world expects him to duel Death Eaters by age 10. Augusta, ever the pragmatist, hires tutors, Flitwick for charms, Snape for occlumency, even a retired Auror for practical defense. She pushes Neville so hard that his early self-doubt doesn't just disappear, it calcifies into a quiet, unshakable determination. When the boys finally meet in Diagon Alley, neither of them brags. Instead, they eye each other like two kids wearing the exact same cursed medal. Their first handshake lasts 3 seconds too long because each secretly hopes the other will be braver and, absorb most of the danger. It's a heavy burden, even when shared. The Sorting Hat sings a truly special stanza that year, hinting that Gryffindor's metal will need twin blades. McGonagall watches anxiously as Harry's name is called. The hat barely touches his mop of black hair before yelling, "Gryffindor!" But when Neville sits, it debates for a record 4 minutes and 12 seconds. You could practically hear the gears grinding. Slytherin could harness his strategic growth, it muses. Hufflepuff would nurture his empathy. But Gryffindor would demand his courage right now. Finally, the hat sighs, a sound that echoes eerily through the Great Hall and declares, if Potter's lightning, Longbottom's oak, best keep both in the same forest. And just like that, it sends him to the Scarlet Table. The Great Hall erupts, twins of fate under the same enchanted ceiling. Fred and George, ever the entrepreneurs, immediately start selling commemorative badges reading Chosen 2, the Re-Chosening. They sell out by dessert. Naturally. Quirrell's stutter still hides Voldemort's face, but now the professor has to stage 2 assassination attempts each week. Poisoned cupcakes for Harry, maybe some aggressively sentient devil's snare vines for Neville. The boys, being clever, compare notes after their hospital wing visits, realize the pattern, and decide logically to stick together. They break into the forbidden corridor together, see the Mirror of Eris together, and when Quirrell binds them back to back, Harry's wand arm touches Neville's herbology dirt-stained fingers. Their combined spellwork is something to behold. Harry's Expelliarmus meshes with Neville's instinctively summoned powerful botanical blast. It doesn't just blast Quirrell, it reduces him to dust so fine that even Voldemort's vapor form coughs. End-of-year points are doubled, 100 apiece for joint services to school survival, tying them for the House Cup. Slytherin students sulk so hard the dungeon damp increases by 30%. You can almost smell the resentment. The Chamber of Secrets sees our duo hunting basilisk clues in the library at 3 a.m. Neville, with his encyclopedic knowledge of plants, recognizes a withered sprig of moon cowbane inside an old diary. That tiny botanical detail leads them to ask Moaning Myrtle about bathrooms, plumbing, and yes, roosters. They descend together, Harry armed with his sword, Neville with a sack of potent mandrake potions. When Tom Riddle gloats that only a true Gryffindor can summon the blade, Harry wields it. But when the basilisk lunges, Neville hurls potion into its eyes, blinding it. They kill the monster simultaneously, cancelling another Horcrux and sparing Hogwarts a year of petrification terror. Ginny never needs rescuing, instead she becomes the boys' first research partner, hinting at a future DA that will triple in size. The age line still glows, but this time the goblet spits 2 slips of parchment. Harry Potter and Neville Longbottom. Teachers faint. Judges argue, is it 1 tournament or 2? Organizers decree that pairs may enter, but the tasks will scale in lethality. First task, dragons. Harry zips overhead on his firebolt, drawing the Hungarian horntail into the air. Neville, on solid ground, lures her with a trough of herb-encrusted meat laced with sleeping nettles. While she snores peacefully, both snatch the golden egg. Second task, the lake. They free Ron and Hermione together, naturally, but also rescue Luna and a barn owl, because, as they put it, prophecy heroes don't do half measures. Third task, the maze. Working as a perfectly coordinated unit, they blast acromantula webs, bee-shrub the blast-ended scroots, and reach the cups side by side. The portkey still activates, still dumps them in the graveyard, and still witnesses Voldemort's horrifying rebirth. But now, Harry's warning shield charm meshes seamlessly with Neville's instinctive Protego Maxima. Cedric survives because the combined barrier delays the Death Eaters long enough for portkey reactivation. One small change, 1 life saved, dozens more ripple outward. Sirius still falls through the veil, a tragedy that seems unavoidable. Yet before he does, Neville's stunning spell knocks 1 Death Eater backward into the arch, inadvertently proving the curtain's danger. Harry's grief is identical, but the guilt is halved. He realizes he couldn't have saved Sirius alone, and Neville, ever the loyal friend, repeats, "We fight together next time." The prophecy orbs shatter, revealing 2 glowing messages that merge into one. United they shall vanquish the dark. Lucius Malfoy reads it, pales, and lets out a very un-Malfoy-like scream for retreat. Voldemort's return is exposed exactly as in canon, only now Fudge must admit the threat is big enough for 2 heroes, not 1. Public opinion splits, some feel doubly safe, others whisper that twice the chosen means twice the target on Wizarding Britain. It's a lot to process for a world used to a single savior. Dumbledore still collects memories, but now he divides the labor. Harry follows Draco, while Neville studies soul magic texts with the headmaster after hours, quickly learning that basilisk venom plus fiend fire can destroy Horcruxes. When Snape kills Dumbledore, both boys witness it. Their mirrored shock hardens into a joint vow. We finish this. Over the summer, they camp, bicker, and strategize. Rowling's trio becomes a quartet. Harry, Neville, Hermione, Ron, because 2 chosen ones double the tabloid interest and ministry surveillance. They decide to split the Horcruxes. Harry hunts the diadem and the locket. Neville, playing to his strengths, targets Hufflepuff's cup, which of course is hidden in the Lestrange vault, overflowing with magical plants. And Nagini. Each carries a basilisk fang dagger, a truly thoughtful gift from Ginny, who raided the chamber with them after second year. Voldemort still lays siege, but now he must guard two foes who both perfectly fit the prophecy. He stations Nagini inside the Shrieking Shack and keeps a personal shield around himself, just in case. Harry, invisible under the cloak, sneaks into the shack first. Neville, covered by a thick cloud of mandrake smoke, barrels in second. They speak simultaneously. "I'm the chosen one." Voldemort, utterly confused, hesitates for half a second, long enough for Neville to jab Nagini with his fang and for Harry to yank the snake's corpse into a fiendfire circle. Horcrux down, their next move is pure synchronicity. Harry reveals himself as alive, walking alone into the courtyard as a perfect decoy. Neville, meanwhile, slips out through the tunnels, scales the battlements, and lowers the anti-apparition ward so reinforcements can finally pour in. When Voldemort fires the killing curse, Harry's Expelliarmus meets it mid-air, but Neville from the parapet shouts, "Arresto momentum," slowing the rebound just enough for the curse to glance sideways. The Elder Wand's allegiance, already shaky, flickers wildly between two masters. It backfires in a burst of pure gold, consuming Voldemort the way dawn eats shadow. No final monologue, no slow dissolve, just gone. The survivors cheer twice as loud because two boys, not one, lower their wands in trembling unison. It's a victory for everyone. Kingsley, smart man that he is, appoints both boys joint heads of the post-war restoration committee. Harry handles the PR, charming the public with lines like, "Yes, we can rebuild the school in a year. Magic plus hope equals bricks." Neville, ever the pragmatist, handles logistics, ordering mandrakes in bulk, reseeding the Forbidden Forest, even hiring centaurs as groundskeepers. Slytherin House, decimated but humbled, proposes the first inter-house dueling league run by students. Ginny and Luna naturally co-captain the inaugural season. The Daily Prophet runs a poll: did we really need two chosen ones? Results: 62% say yes, 38% say one hero would have sufficed, but two was nice insurance. Hermione, never one to miss an academic opportunity, authors a book titled Binary Destiny, arguing that prophecies function best when shared. It tops Flourish and blots charts for 14 straight months. With two public faces, the Ministry simply can't scapegoat either of them. Anti-werewolf legislation fails, Centaur liaison offices open, House Elf relocation programs launch, because Neville's inherent compassion pairs perfectly with Harry's undeniable fame. Both boys refuse political office, choosing instead to fund a scholarship for Muggleborns, proudly named after Colin Creevey. When their own kids reach Hogwarts, the Sorting Hat sings of courage in chorus, not solo. And every Halloween, Harry and Neville meet at Godric's Hollow, laying a single lily and a single Venusaur bloom on the memorial stones. They remind each other, year after year, that destiny is just a fancy word for choices made together. So tell us, would you prefer one lone hero shouldering the prophecy, or do you like this power-up version where two best mates rewrite fate side by side? Drop your answer below, smash that subscribe button if you want more alternate wizarding timelines, and share this video with the friend who still swears Neville should have been the only chosen one. Until next time, keep your wands crossed and your basilisk fangs sharp.